Hello and welcome to JoBeth Sexton's Crafty Cauldron. Today I have one of my newest journals that I've just completed. It was about 2 months in the making, and I've packed a lot of stuff into this one. It is a Book of Shadows type journal, and it has all kinds of helpful information inside. First though, let's measure. It is 9 by 6 with roughly a 2.5-inch spine. So what I've done is the tie is a braided piece, three braided pieces of penne velvet, so it's a little stretchy. So I've stretched it while I was braiding, so it doesn't have a whole lot of stretch, but it has enough that it'll stretch a little bit, just like you see right there. Also, I have covered the spine in lace, very wide lace, and the cover is covered with Victorian rose type pattern fabric. Let me get this little bit off of there. I've put book corners on all of the corners to protect those corners from damage, because who knows, who knows. Also, I have made a tassel, and the tassel is all kinds of red and black with a tiny bit of purple and white thrown in. I think there's also a little tiny bit of blue, which those colors are significant. Blue, red, and black. Also white. So on this tassel I have built in a key. There are charms, beaded, some of them are beaded. This one is beaded, it has a small bell and it's got a Chinese lucky coin. Then we have more tassels, and we have, let's see, we have another lucky coin with the Chinese zodiac, and we have, this is another charm. It's a fluorite with an amethyst, and all of these are handmade. Well, of course, this one I didn't make, but it's a little pencil and it's made out of brass. Then we have this tassel, which is cowrie shells, and this one I did make, and it's also these cigar type shells, spirals. So you've got those. Then we have another crystal. This one is red. It's been dyed. It is, it's called, I call it dragon vein because it's just red with a bunch of red veins inside of it. It's really beautiful. I don't know if you can, but I created the settings also, so those are all hand done. Now this tassel is removable. Here's another tassel, beaded charm with a shell. The inside of a shell has mother of pearl. So this is on a clip, it can just be removed. There's also a little sun charm with a rainbow color in it. So we've got that. On the front, I have taken a resin raven skull and hand painted it, and then put it inside of a little gunmetal frame, and then I created this backing for it and sewed it down. It's linen, dyed linen. It's dyed with coffee and cheesecloth and velvet, and I sewed it all together. Okay, so let's go inside. This is going to be really hard to keep within frame, so I apologize already for the if it might be confusing. Oh, one more thing though. This came on the front. This is a little velvet bag with a triple moon on the front. Inside we have a quartz crystal and a little goddess image. The goddess image is made out of clay. I did not make this part. I've had it in my stash. Okay, so the first page, we've got the inside pages, which are, it's like handmade paper. Very thick and textural. It feels wonderful. This is a title page, and I've left it blank so you can put whatever you want in there. Write your own with a fountain pen. It is parchment, so it will handle fountain pen. Then this first pocket has some information in it. It's actually 2 pockets with the moon glyphs, and then this has your Book of Shadows blessing. And it's also a spell. Second page is a book out of a Russian encyclopedia with a little fabric cluster. Third page, let's go take this out first. This is a little journaling card with a raven on it. Back is blank. And let's just put that back in there. Then we have another card, and this is a journaling card, but it has a it's a twist flip thing where you can put a secret inside of it. And the Ogham script, which is the lines, says it was used in 5th century Ireland. So there's that little treat. And then an envelope. This is just a fold down. It's a flip down so you can have more journaling space. It opens completely up, but it is glued down so that you won't lose it. Then we have lace, and this lace has a charm of a bat. It's got a black and a white bead and a little bitty bat. Open that up, and then there's a little tuck here, and an elemental call by Savannah Sky that I cut out of a book. This is a print of an eco-dyed paper from Cinnamon Tea on Etsy. That's cinnamon with the letter T, and the back is just it's inked with vintage photo. It has a little yarn string at the top. The next page is from another book, and it's the Wheel of the Year, and then the back kind of talks about the Wheel of the Year. Then we have the Theban script alphabet on this giant pocket, and inside the pocket we have a large journaling card with tucks and interesting little journaling cards attached and tucked into the tucks, which is potion, and then the backs are blank so you can write on those. Then you flip it over, and it's got altered paper clip, and then this you can write on. This is also a pocket here, and this flips up for more journaling space. You will not have a shortage of journaling space in this journal. This one is packed full of stuff and space. So that goes back in there, and it's got a little fabric tab. Next page we have a pocket with it's a 1960s curio flyer from a store that doesn't exist anymore. And then more of that handmade red paper. It feels wonderful on a cardstock journaling card, and then a ribbon. And then in here we have a little bit of fun. This is from a game called Goth, and it's got things like what character from the 1970s was the original black vampire. I'm not going to tell you the answer. This is actually 2 pockets right here. Then we have this. It's folded like an envelope, but it's actually different pentacles and how to create them. So that's inside the back pocket here. Oops. If I can get that back in, there we go. That wasn't that difficult. It just looked difficult because it's me. Then we have some mulberry paper, and this is deep red with gold filaments in it. And then on this side it's just decorated with a candle, a lit black candle, and a little hourglass. This is coffee dyed ledger paper for journaling. This is coffee dyed copy paper for journaling. A red tag with lines on the back with some vintage, it's really vintage notebook paper. It's from my high school days, which is over 25 years old. Then another journaling card, a little envelope, which is glued shut, and you can put little secrets in there, or you can give it to someone with a note inside, that kind of thing. Then on this page we have lace. Now the lace is on 3 pages per signature. There are 3 signatures. There are 13 pages within each signature, which gives you approximately about 150 pages. So this one has a little pearl and a moon, and that's falling out of the little tuck, but it doesn't need to. There. And it also has a charm with an orange bead, a black bead on a copper wire, and a little haunted house with a ghost and a moon on it. Haunted house. This has a little journaling card with a vintage picture on it. This is a copyright-free card, picture, I'm sorry, that I found on the internet. And then the back of it is blank for journaling. It goes inside this little silver tuck, this silver paper. This one is from, oh, I can't remember the name of it. It's Midnight Journeys. And then that's a journaling card as well. So then we have a peekaboo card on this page, and it's full of music. Now you can write over this, or you can leave it as is. You can also tuck things in there and they won't be seen by prying eyes. This is a coffee stain paper with some red watercolor to give it a little bit more color. This is a page from a Japanese dictionary. It's in Japanese. It looks absolutely gorgeous. I love the writing. It's beautiful. Then on the next page we have more pockets. And inside this pocket we've got a little envelope with some writing paper in it, another little journaling card with a raven on it, and then on the top, in the top pocket, which I have paper clipped down with an altered paper clip, is a little tiny altar cloth with pentacle on it, and it's velvet, or velveteen. Let's see if I can get that to show up in the, there we go, you can see it now. So that just tucks into that pocket, and then it gets paper clipped in so it doesn't fall out. But of course, you can move things all around. These are not like specified pockets. Then we have some red lace, and on this red lace we have a little tiny, it's a little tiny witchy on a broom, and some beading, including a little crystal bead on a handmade finding, more journaling space, and then this is supposed to be clipped down here. Kind of fell out, but it's a upside down, right side up pocket, and there are little playing cards in here. You can journal on the backs of these. This is a journaling card as well, made out of a dictionary page. And then on this page we have another one of the it's a large journaling card, and it's backed with coffee stained paper, and this one is from Cinnamon Tea as well on Etsy. This is the angelic script inside of a little window pocket, and the window has been covered with red. So when you take it out, or actually backed with red because it's clear. So when you take out the card, which you can journal on the back of, you have something in there besides the white that is the back of the envelope. Then we have an original artwork. This is my original artwork, and it's signed 3/2020. And then inside of this we have a couple of little journaling cards with, we have the rune alphabet. Let me get that real close. It's in miniature. And then a palmistry guide. And then I stenciled this. This you can also journal on in the inside of any of this. Next page we have some copyright free work. This is called the Wheel of Fortune, and then a tiny little calendar, which is calendar Wheel of the Year, and this pocket I have left empty. Lines on this page for journaling, as well as this page. Coffee stained paper here. This is a table of elements. Now it's in two parts. It's the same thing. I mean, it's the continuation. And then this one is I have left it so you can take it out. This pocket is has a picture of an Asian dragon on it. It's really beautiful. And then this is a tiny little notebook. It's a concertina notebook. It just opens up. It's just an accordion fold. And I tied it shut so it wouldn't flap around when you weren't using it. Now the table of elements, there is another one in the book, but it's glued down, so it's permanent. Then we have another page with Japanese writing on it, coffee stained paper, a little handprint with red. This has a page where it's got a lady reading some cards. It's a traditional playing cards, but it certainly looks like she's doing a tarot card reading. And then it's been decorated with a coffee stained doily and some leaves. And then this pocket here. Inside this pocket we have the moons called by other names, and then a place for journaling at the bottom. So you have moon names there. Then on the back of that page we have journaling space, and then this is called the Hunter's Song, and it's off of an antique piece of sheet music. It's really old. Then we have on this page, we have the Horned God, bats, spider webs, and then this is an herb spell. It's really hard to read, but it is an herb spell. And inside of here we have how to create a talisman pentacle for you. And that is an original poster. I did not copy that. Coffee stained paper, ledger paper, and that is coffee stained as well. This is a chant that I created in 2019, and it's copyright me. So you can use it anywhere, you can use it anytime. I'm giving you permission. Please do not claim it as your own. Please give credit where it's due and link back to my YouTube channel. So it goes, moon and earth will and dare, God and goddess everywhere. Ever shielded we shall be by earth and fire, sky and sea. And this is more mulberry paper with the red, with the gold filaments. This is a pocket for fun, actually a tuck. So let me, it's tucked in there all right. There we go. There are 2 pockets. This one is a journaling card and it says Muse on it. And it's got some music and some really beautiful tea roses. And the back is coffee stained paper for journaling. Then we've got some library cards here with some interesting book titles. And the backs of those are blank, so they can be used for journaling as well. Lines on this and some lace trim on this page. Here's the bottom of the page with the wheel of the year on it and the bottom of that picture. So this is more coffee stained paper with the red pigment from watercolor. The other side of the Russian encyclopedia page, and I have gone around the edge with some cloth tape to reinforce it because it's really old, and that should keep it in good shape. This is a poem called Sunset, and it talks about a single star and heaven and the moon, and it's really beautiful. So I cut this out of an old newspaper, a pagan newspaper. It says Reach for the Moon, and then this is a picture of the moon. And that is on parchment. This says words, once they are printed, have a life of their own. And then you've got a tiny little notebook here, so you can, it's like a tiny little junk journal, and it's blank except for the different papers. And it's got a little tuck here, and it's for whatever you want, really. But, you know, I mean, magic. And then behind there, there's another pocket. So there's that, and then sigils, different meanings with the angelic language and other things. This is how to write a sigil, and then there's extra paper in there so you could write one and use that paper. Journaling spot, and this is a pocket made out of a black paper bag. I'm sorry, we went into the second signature right here. So this is a witch ball spell. So you can use that to create your own witch ball. And then this is 9 healing herbs. This is a poster. I did not copy it. It is an original from a supplier. So you have that in there. Then we have these fun little pockets, and you can journal on the backs of these tiny little tags. And that's basically what they're for. Blank page for journaling, and then this is a page from a Latin dictionary. And then more journaling space with some red pigment. This is Braille paper. This is a wonderful thing. It feels really good. And I've made a large flip out. It goes on forever and ever. And let me show you how long it is. So you can write interesting things there, and they're not really evident. You can fold it up. Then we have a picture of a raven here. This is from a book called Witches. And in this page we have a couple of envelopes. This envelope is empty. This again has a copy of the flyer from the 60s, and inside there's a little journaling, it's like a tiny little notebook that I created out of an old calendar from 2013, and there's a picture of a witch. It's really cute. I like that little tiny notebook thing, and the picture's beautiful. So there's that. And then this is from a vintage book, just a book page. This is another journaling card with an eco-dyed print, and it's backed with some manila paper for journaling. And then on this tuck there's a meal blessing. Here we have the horoscopes. This came out of my baby book, actually. And this is the horoscope, month sign, birthstone, significance, flower, and ruling planet. Then this is a journaling card, and it's a picture from the 2013 calendar book that I had, and I backed it with coffee stained paper. That is by 7th House, by the way. 7th House Publishing. Then on this lace, this is crocheted lace, and there's a little feather charm with beads. And then this is from an old Shakespeare book, table of contents page with lines that I stamped on. This is an old page from an old math book. It's really kind of cool. And then this is another journaling card with I created this patchwork paper here out of old scraps. We want to recycle everything that we can. And then this is a tuck, and then there's a little picture of the horned god right down here. More journaling space on coffee dyed paper and parchment. And then these tags have a significance. These all have on the fronts of them, and this is from Chocolate Rabbit on Etsy. The fronts of them have little old-fashioned labels, and then inside each pocket is a tag, and each has an element, and you can journal on them. This one says air, and then there's fire, water, earth, and spirit. And the ribbons, let's say you want to see what's on the gold. The gold is for fire. So there you are, little tiny tags. Then we have some lace that I hand colored. This is purple, and I dyed that myself with some ink. And then on this charm we've got a picture of coin with an Isis on it and a little skull beaded charm. And it goes that way. This is called Frankenpaper, which I pieced together from scraps. Totally able to journal on that. And more journaling space. This is the table of elements that I glued in for you, so you won't lose that. And this is the center of the second signature where there's more coffee paper to journal on, journaling space. This is a pocket, and inside it's got a poster with the witch's rune on it. Very powerful chant. And a library card, catalog card for you to journal on. And another one too for you to journal on. And then it's got textile ribbon here, some stitching, and there's a lot of sewing in here too. Journaling pages. This is a belly band made to look like a triple moon, and then behind it I've stenciled with trees, and these are 2 empty envelopes for you to stash things in, or you can use them to journal on. It's up to you. The back side of that old math book page. Then we have journaling page, and this is a stencil as well. 2 stencils that I put here. Kind of came out kind of rough, and I like it that way. It looks really good. More journaling pages. Page from the old book, The Ne'er-Do-Well, and then this is another page with an animal on it. It's a bat, and then this is a sow, and these are sacred to. These animals are sacred to various goddesses. This is the end of that journaling page that was on the other side of the signature. Then we have a stenciled page with some, I used a straw to create this effect here. Just blew through the straw, and that's on coffee stained paper. And that's the bottom half of the Latin dictionary. And this is a top tuck with a raven on it and some designs, and then a picture of a tree and backed with coffee stained paper, and that's a giant journaling card on some really nice coffee dyed paper. The effect on that is wonderful. I didn't want to cover it up. Then on this lace we have a clear quartz polished crystal, and this is a bag that I have tucked some things into. This is a magician card, and you can journal on the back. And then this is another journaling card, but it has a hidden spot in it, and you can journal on the back of this as well. So then we have, this is decorated with some pictures of smoke and candle flame, and then the journaling page here, and then this is a writing board, and this has been covered with beeswax, and it has been given some corners to protect it. And it's flat on both sides. So what happens here is you can take this and you can put it behind a page, and because the book is embellished, then you don't have to worry about anything creating lumps in your writing, and you have this flat surface to write on, and it's big enough that you can use it on. You don't have to move it once you put it in there. You can just write down the page. So there's that. And this is a old picture from from a history book from 1890, I believe. And so it is out of copyright, but I wanted to mention that because this picture is a fairly common picture in the public domain, Creative Commons copyright-free picture collections. Then we have this page, which has some really interesting little drop downs. These unfold, and you can write on those, journaling space, and there's pockets behind them as well, which have little journaling cards. This one opens this way, and it says sun signs. And then we've got another palmistry guide right there. Coffee stain paper, and this is a picture page out of an astrology book with an old, on this side there's an old picture. Here, let me see if I can. Oh, well, there we go. It looks like, it says it's a, oh, I think that's in French or Latin, not sure. Anyway, there's two little journaling cards back here. And then on this page, this is a picture out of a Shakespeare book, and it is the Three Witches. This says, "Enter Hecate to the other three witches. Oh, well done! I commend your pains, and everyone shall share in the gains. And now about the cauldron sing," and it's Macbeth. Then we have in this side we have a decorated pocket with stitching and seam binding. And some more journaling cards, three of them. This is another one of those eco dyed. I love these. These are so beautiful. She did such a good job. I can't even believe how she got those colors out of that. Then, let's see, let's pull this down a little bit. Then this giant journaling tag. And on the back of that page are some skulls. And this is from Victoria Designs. And this picture is something that I found on the internet years and years ago. I couldn't even tell you where it came from. So there's that, and then there's a little red ribbon in this one. So another page that has been reinforced from that Russian dictionary. This pocket I left empty. I covered it with black. You can write on this with, it's acrylic paint. You can write on this with white gel pen or any other color gel pen. You can write on it with one of those Moonlight Jelly Roll pens. Anything that's neon or light with opaque ink, you can write on this. So then the page behind it has a little strip with astrological signs and some spiders and writing. And this is from Victoria Designs as well. So this pocket is a concertina pocket. It ties shut, and it is an accordion fold. Inside, I have stashed a couple of things. This is a journaling card made from an old wedding invitation. And I think that's all that's in there. But you have that, and it's in a little frame here. So you can use that for something special or just for yourself. You know, send it in a card or something, send it in a snail mail. And let's see if I can get this tied. I have, my skin is very, very rough because I wash my hands all the time. So, I did it, yay. Okay, so on this page we have some more coffee dyed and a little border with stars, and then I added some pigment. And this is, it says Happy Witches New Year, and the back is lined paper. And this goes out down to, there's a little poem, and this I got out of the 2013 calendar. This is a unique journaling card with all kinds of symbols on it. It just folds out like that, and then you can write on the back. Folds back in and tucks into this pocket. And this pocket is made from a picture with it's a skull and some candles and an hourglass. It's really kind of neat. Then the back of that page has some more embellishments, and then this is some really great mulberry paper. It's got parts of plants in it, leaves and twigs and things like that. It's really beautiful. And it's got some red and purple, in case you can't see that. This is all about the great Sabbath of Samhain, and this is Hecate. And this folds out. There's a quote here from Bram Stoker, and then there's a lined page right there that you can write on. And I added some skulls. This has lace again, and there's a charm with Athena and a star. And this is Braille paper here, and on the back side is a pocket with a decorated envelope. It's lace, and it's purple and red, and it has a Velcro closure. Say that 8 times fast. And the envelope is, you can stick things inside of there. I wouldn't recommend mailing this because it won't go through the machinery at the post office, but you could stick it inside of another envelope and mail it that way. Then this is a page from an astrology book, and then some textiles sewed in, velvet, just something for you to delight your fingers with. Left a lot of strings hanging. Feel free to clip those off if you do not like them. This is a little tear-off notebook, and it just hangs over the top of the page, but you can, of course, move it anywhere. And then this is all hand-drawn here, and then the inside is just tear-away pages that are stapled in, and then the back has a little bit of a decoration on the end, and it just goes over the top of the page, just like that. Or not, or you could stick it in a pocket somewhere else, or you could give it away, or take it out and put it in your purse, you know, feel free. This is the back of that notebook, and this is a little corner tuck, and a little tiny, it's like the gable of a roof. It's from the front of an old house, and that's actually a journaling card. Then on this one we have it's a quadruple pocket, a picture of a girl with a horse. I just thought it was really beautiful. Journal on the back of that. These are all journaling spots, and they all go in like this. Feel free to put whatever you want in there. This is a tiny little notebook. This is also a picture from the 2013 calendar book that I have. And on the inside is blank paper, and on the back is blank paper, so you can journal on that as well. Then on the back of that page is blank for you to journal on in there. This pocket has a little picture of a witch, and it's one of those little tiny notebooks with lines on it. And that just goes in. That's an old, it's a bag, a paper bag that has antiquing on it. And then this is a picture of a witch at Yule. It says Yuletide on the bottom of the picture, and it just tucks in there. And there's plenty of room to tuck more in there too. Then blank page for journaling. This has it's a journaling card that I've embellished with a charm. The charm is removable, and it has this lace, this eyelet on it. The charm is removable. It's just, I put it there because I thought it looked good. And then on the front it says, "You are capable of amazing things," and you can journal on the back of that. It's been stitched, the embellishment. This part of the embellishment has been stitched down. And then inside we have another journaling card, and on the front is a skull, and then there's some various definitions of ghoul and goblin, and etc. Blank back. Oops, that goes in there, or not. You could put it anywhere you want. This is just a tiny piece of paper that's been folded up concertina style, accordion style, so you can have a little bit of journaling space there, and a little witchy with a moon from public domain images. All these signatures I have left the strings long inside of here. Feel free to trim them if you'd like, or you can hang your own things from them, which is why I left them long, so you have that choice. Journaling page here, and then this has a little notebook with some vintage notebook paper, and then a little pocket which I left blank in case you'd like to write notes and then stick them in there. So there's that, and then the notebook is glued in here. Coffee stained paper with some red pigment, and a little tiny, it's like a little crescent moon gold charm here that's safety pinned on. Beautiful lace. Coffee dyed paper with the red pigment, and another page from the astrology book. Here's another page from the Braille book, and it feels so wonderful. This is a flip. It's called a flip. And what I've done with this is this hides a page, so you can write secret things in here. It's got a little Ouija board tuck with a little picture. It's also the Yuletide picture. And then on the inside there's a blank spot to write, and on the back a blank spot to write. Now this tuck has been hand sewn, so there's all kinds of crazy stitches all over it, but it's got right here, it's got a little crystal inside, and it can be taken out through the end. Then in this one, because this one is hollow as well, I have created a crystal necklace with a copper setting. This is actually a champagne colored heat treated crystal, which doesn't change its qualities. It actually adds some qualities, but the setting I have left to look slightly rustic, old-fashioned. And then it's on a cord with a small, there's a chain and a lobster claw clasp, and the chain it's adjustable to like 1.5 inches. And that just tucks right inside of that little piece of trim there, and then the cord goes underneath that to be held. And of course, you are welcome to wear that, give it away, take it out, move it, whatever you want. More journaling space and mulberry paper, journaling space, a lot of journaling space back here. Another page of that Russian dictionary, and then this is a journaling card inside of a little tuck, And this actually is a pocket that's been embellished with fabric. And inside here we've got a page, and on this page is In Charge of the Dark God, and then another journaling card with some cinnamon tea eco-dyed paper. Look at how beautiful that is. It's been crazy stitched around and backed with coffee stained paper. And then this is the back of that one, and there's a tarot card in there. I'm not going to take it out because that's yours, personal. And on this lace, it's like off-white antique white lace, and then it's got a sun charm on it with a safety pin. Then in the back we have an Ex Libris. It's a book plate, so you can write your name in here, and it will be stamped with a handmade by. I believe I'm going to put it on this side though, because there's really nothing to put it here. It won't. The stamp won't come out very well on this paper, so I'm going to put it over here, and I will write in the date on this page. And then we have the back, and the back is just the simple black and red. So there you have it. It's a Book of Shadows type book, and it's got sort of a gator's mouth, and that is, it measures roughly 5 inches. So you can, because the spine has been doubly reinforced, you can tie it tight-ish. I don't recommend, you know, going to town on it, because that's probably going to split your spine. But it would do that in any book, so please be careful with that. This will be available in my Etsy store probably Tuesday or Wednesday. If you are interested in purchasing right away, you can contact me. Do not contact me through YouTube. Contact me through, or don't contact me through Facebook either, because I don't always get my messages. But you can contact me through my Etsy store using their messaging system, and you can contact me through Instagram. And my Instagram link is in my YouTube banner. There's a little icon up there. So again, this is a Book of Shadows type book with a lot of extras, and very nice. Oh, this also has a little witchy broom. I forgot to mention that. Put a little broom on there. Had to do that, right? And there you have it. A lovely Book of Shadows type book. All handmade, except for the printed material, and assembled by me. So I hope you like this. If you like this type of a video and you're interested in seeing more of my journals, please subscribe and click the bell icon. And then once the little bells pop out, click all, and you will receive all notifications. Don't feel like you have to watch everything, because there's a lot of stuff out there on YouTube, especially right now. So peace, love. You guys, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. Make it a happy, crafty, and colorful one, and please be careful. Wash your face, wash your hands, and don't touch your face while you're out and about in public. It's a bad idea. So be careful, guys. I will see you soon. I have more flip throughs for you very, very soon. Thank you. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.